Joining you today from beautiful sunny Northern California. And some of you have been reaching out to me and missing the Sangha, the community of our yoga classes, and missing that connection with people. And so I thought that I would start a few video offerings here for you to join anytime that you find the time. I myself might have a few little intermittent passes through of 6-year-old or puppy, but anytime is the right time, and you can come back to these classes anytime that you need them or can find the time for yourself. So let's take a minute and ground here. Find your seat, and then any props that you might want today could be blocks or blankets for padding for knees, straps, if you have those things at home. If you don't, a nice offering is books, water bottles, any blanket from your bed, anything is suitable that you can reach for and use for a prop. A chair is a really nice offering too. So as we kind of come in and settle into our intention, we'll just find our seat here. Feel the sit bones connect to the earth, sit up tall, lengthen through the sides of the body, and allow the hands to rest in the thighs. Just inviting the breath in and out together. Long inhales, full, long, even exhales, and some of E-RYT equal part breath. Allowing yourself to step into this body and step into presence. At this moment, we're moving into a big shift. That shift can be completely terrifying and isolating. We might be feeling some of the biggest fears and the biggest feelings that we've felt in our lives. And if there's anything that I can offer and anything that my life has taught me, is that the yoga practice is that thing that is something of ritual, something that you can come back to, that is always there for you and you can rely on it. It's this sustainable practice that you don't need even the time and space that the kids can be running around you and crawling on top of you if that's what the moment presents itself. I know some of us aren't really finding these quiet moments always. So even if you can watch this video later and find it in sections, come back to it again and again. Even just taking a moment to sit with me here today and breathe together and see that reflection of community, maybe familiar face, can be so healing. So this practice is that refuge to come back to, can navigate us through these difficult times, and can help keep that spark and flame alive so that we can come back to a little bit of peace, some grounding, and some stillness amidst the tornado of feelings that might be circumnavigating around us. So when we breathe, we drop in. When we exhale, we ground, and we feel the navel hug towards the spine as we connect into our center. When we breathe in, we feel the maximum capacity of the breath, and almost that breath, breathe in and touch those all the way out on the edges of your imagination and feeling the connection of people around you. So take a few breaths like that. You can even exhale and take the hands together. Imagine like you're touching the palms of a friend around you. And then inhale, reach and press out. Imagine imaginary hands on either side touching you. Exhale, connecting. Let the eyes soften, close. And inhale, expand, reach out, and touching just energetically those around you that you've been keeping and holding in your heart. Exhale, connect. And this connecting in can connect back to self, back to home. Inhale, sending loving energy out. Exhale, drawing it back in. We'll take a few more breaths like that on our own. And on that last exhale, hold. Hook the thumbs coming into, or interlace the fingers rather, coming into unshakable trust mudra, Vajra Pranama. Let the hands maybe rest over the heart and feel the warmth of the palms, your ability to heal yourself, come back home to yourself. Trusting that everything has a cycle, that the only thing that we can rely on is constant change. So know that there is just this one moment, and this one moment we can focus on. But that even through the sensations of dis-ease, we know that eventually time will continue to move on, and we will make it through whatever we are navigating through at this time. Free the hands up to the sky, extend through the fingertips. Let's drop it over to the left side. Reach up and over through the top arm as you ground down through your right hip. Let it be heavy, elongating through the whole side ribs. Feel the bottom ribs wrap underneath you. You might take the gaze up to the sky. You can always hold on to your head and press the head back into the hands. Feel the top ribs breathe open, navel hugs in. And then free the hands back up to the sky, tip it over to the other side. So move as slowly as you need through this practice. Some of us haven't been moving very much, so you might not have the practice that you had 2 weeks ago. Press the head into the hands. Really soften and surrender down through your left hip. Maybe take the gaze up to the sky. Through the practice today, you might let the eyes close so you can really drop in and be here and be present. So that the shapes don't just ease into your muscles and your bones, but into your consciousness and your mind. Right now our minds need just as much rest and just as much rejuvenation and health that they can get, both hands to the sky. And once again, tip it over to the left. This time take some big sweeps with the top arm all the way around. Next time, let the hand drop on your knee, on your left knee, and sweep the other arm up. Take a gentle twist. Torso moves back through center, top arm to the opposite knee. Curl, round in, hug into yourself. Let the head drop down, chin drop to the chest as the shoulders drag away from your ears. Hug into yourself. Float both hands all the way back up to the sky. And tip it off to the other side. Big circle with the top arm. Next time around, let the hand drop to the knee. Slide the opposite arm up and take a little twist. You might even lean off to the opposite side a little bit if that feels good. Torso spiraling back towards the front. Top hand, opposite knee, drop in. Let the head be heavy, shoulders away from the ears as you lengthen through the back of the neck. And then slip hands all the way up to the sky and back down to the heart. We'll cross our shins, come off onto our hands and knees. Any way that's easy to get onto your hands and knees. Hands right underneath the shoulders, gripping Hasta Bandha into the floor. So fingertips grip, knuckles grip into the floor as the heels also of the hands come down, knees under hips. Inhale to drop the navel down, gaze forward. Exhale, press and round, let the head be heavy, dropping off the spine. And then moving through on your own breath. Maybe the eyes even close here. Exhale, press and round, cat spine, head drops. Feel the breath move through your body and let your focus just stay on the rhythm of that meditative breath. Sometimes when we feel overwhelmed, just focusing on simple breathing in, breathing out can be so soothing. Watching that breath, that natural course and the magical quality of it, that it just happens on its own. It's quite amazing. And take one more round through here. So I'll be kind of navigating side to side so you can see me best through the practice today. I'm going to start this way. So from here, walk the knees a little bit closer together. Hug your right knee into your chest and extend it back. Tap right knee, right upper arm, opening the hip, still gripping at the floor. Reach it back. Big twist left side, rounding through the spine, and reach it back. Let your left toes drip off the mat, right leg and arm high. The foot can drop or it can stay lifted here. Press down into the bottom hand, reaching up through the top. Press to the ball of the top foot, extending out, activating the thigh. Keep the breath full. If it feels comfortable here, you might bend the top leg and either rest your hand on your thigh or reach for the top of the foot, pressing your foot into your hand, opening your shoulder, gazing over the shoulder even as you keep pressing down with the bottom hand, keeping the bottom shoulder integrated, strong. Little micro bend through the bottom elbow so that you're still staying engaged through the arm muscles. And then extending, releasing the leg back out long. Slide it down to the floor as the shin slides in. Keep the leg long for a moment as you press through your heel, stretching through your calf. And then dropping that right knee down, you stay right there. We'll hug the left knee into the chest and extend it straight back, pressing through the heel. Left knee, left upper arm. Reach it back. Big twist, right upper arm. And reach it back. Right toes slide out, left leg and arm high, or you can drop the top foot to the floor if that feels better. Keeping in mind what we're doing here, we're moving to create overall body health. And it's nice when we're home because there's no expectation, right? We can allow our practice to just feel in the body. Bend the knee, reach for the foot if you did before. You're not worried about what others think or other perceptions. You can drop into those sensate qualities a little bit more. How does the practice, how does the shape feel in your body? And that's all that needs to matter and ever should, right? But when we come into that class setting, we have those mental E-RYTs that keep happening. So see if we can see the benefit from this self-home practice. Release the foot. Slide it all the way down as the right shin slides in, and then press through the left heel for a moment here. Keep that leg long as you allow the right leg to join it, plank pose. Now filling up the upper back, protracting the shoulder blades away from the spine. Feel the navel hug, tail long. Little bend through the arms. Now start to broaden the collarbones forward, but keeping all that action and connection and integration. Fingertips gripping, remember that hasta bandha of the hands. 2 more breaths, or lower to your knees. Navel hugs on the exhale. Nice. Next inhale, shift forward slightly, lower your knees to the floor, lower the chest to the floor. Bhujangasana, baby cobra, lifting the chest, feel the pubic bone root. The hands might slip back for a moment and take some circles with the wrists. And then slide the hands back here. Tuck the toes as you come back to child's pose, lengthening through the low back. You might lift the heels of the hands. Let the forehead melt to the floor if that's comfortable. With the heels of the hands lifted, you can lift the forearms away from the floor. Get a little more length through the sides of the body from the hip creases. Softening down, surrendering down. Allow yourself, perhaps right now is when you start to arrive. Sometimes it takes a moment for the mind to release so we can arrive into presence. Nice, lift your chest up. Come back through your tabletop and tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Nice. Bend the knees as much as you'd like here. Press the hands evenly into the floor, melt the ribs. Feel your sit bones slide up towards the corner of the room. And maybe then straighten the legs out if it feels good. Let the head release. Shake it out a little bit. On your next inhale, roll out long into a plank pose. Lower to your knees. Hold here. Grip the hands into the floor. Shift forward slightly. We're going to take 3 push-ups here with the knees down to the floor. Keep the shoulder heads lifted, elbows hugging in, and then press back up. Lower down. Doesn't have to be to 90 degrees, just engaging the arms, the triceps. Nice. Good. And now moving towards our setup for building our strength for chaturanga. Want to hug the elbows in. Don't let the shoulders drop. And then let the hips lower, coming into baby cobra. So as I said, building the strength for your chaturanga. We want to make sure the shoulders don't drip down later when the legs are straight and the hips are off the floor. So creating that muscle memory now. We'll press back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, start to pedal your feet. Take that slow walk all the way up to the front of the mat. Inhale for a half lift. Hands can come to shins, blocks, water bottles. Exhale, soften down. Bend the knees as much as you like here. You might grab onto the elbows, let the head hang heavy. Shake out the head. Nice. And then inhale, half lift. Bend through the knees as much as you like before taking the hands up to the sky and back to the heart. From here, coming into a chair pose. Feet hip width apart, so straight down from the hip points to about second toe here, hip width. Nice. Feel the heels melt down. You can allow a gentle curve in the low back. Reach and extend out through the fingertips though. From here, shift your weight into your right leg. We'll take a bow. You're coming onto the ball of the back foot, shin and calf touch. Sweep the arms back like upward facing dog of the chest. And then come back over through chair pose. And over to the other side. Ball the foot down. Maybe you get a little lower here. And then back through chair. And slip it over to the other side. Nice. So you're taking this bow to yourself. So courageous. Right now we all are. Just to live another day, it feels like sometimes, right? Back into chair. Slip it to the other side. Can you tell yourself something that you're super proud of yourself right now? Back in chair. One more time. Feeling the thighs come alive. And back through. Other side. And back through. From here, either straighten the legs or lift your heels up. Feel the thighs really ignite now. And then straighten the legs. Might get a little wobbly, hold on. And diver's pose. The arms sweep back as the chest tilts forward. So it'll come from the side here. Sweeping back. Slowly melt the heels to the floor, forward fold. And we'll warm up with some sun salutes here. Inhale, half lift. Bend the knees, plant the hands. Right leg back, left into plank. Shifting forward, either lower to the knees or straight legs. Bhujangasana or upward facing dog if the spine is ready. And take it back, downward dog. Let's add in a little core plank here. Reach the right leg to the sky. Hug your knee into your chest, creating space, finding a cat spine. Reach it back up to the sky. Step the foot between the hands, same creation of space there. Look forward, left foot forward, and then we fold in. Press down to rise. Hands to the heart. Other side, breathe up. Fill up. Exhale, drop in. Open inhale. Left leg back, right leg plank. Shifting forward, either knees drop or elbows squeeze, shoulders high, upward facing. Meeting back, downward dog. Left leg extends, hug in through center. Reach it back up. Step it through. Look forward, right leg follows. Exhale, drop in. Press and rise. Hands to the heart. We'll add a little bit to it this time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, drop. Open inhale. Right leg back, left to plank. Move with your breath, shift forward, chaturanga, or knees drop. Up dog or baby cobra. And take it back, downward dog. Right leg to the sky, core plank as you hug in through center. Reach it back up. Right leg through. Back knee drops, Vinyasa, extending through the arms. Nice. Press your front foot into the floor, feeling the inner thighs hug in, creating that sense of buoyancy, but then also that ease and the melt down as your left hip flexors soften, face softens. Reach to the fingertips a little bit more, hook your thumbs behind your head, and lift your heart. Give yourself that little assist. We're helping ourselves a little more these days, finding our ways to help and assist ourselves. Feel the right hip hug underneath a little bit more. And sliding the hands forward, straighten the front leg. You can use blocks on either sides of the leg. And then rebend the knee, lift the back thigh, look forward, standing splits, hands on blocks or water bottle. And exhale, fold. Press into the floor, rise all the way up, hands back to the heart. Other side, inhale, reach the hands up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, left leg back, right leg. Take your way through your flow here, shift forward. Open heart. Press it back. Left leg high this time, hug in through center, core plank. Reach back up. Left leg through. Vinyasa, back knee down. Stay and breathe. So I like to keep my back toe tucked under. It helps the knee stay pointed towards the earth. It also helps to align me where eventually I'll move into a standing split. Feel the inner thighs hug. Front foot press into the floor as left buttock wraps underneath. Feel that lift, and thumbs can hook behind as the elbows squeeze in. Feeling the shoulder blades move together on the back, almost like you're feeling this imaginary support from behind the heart lifting you up, creating space in your low back. And then float hands to the sky. Ardha Hanuman, straightening the front leg. There's that use of blocks, books, water bottles, whatever you have laying around there to help lift you up here. Flexing the toes, baby toes even drawing back towards your face. If you have blocks, take them along with to come into your standing split if you'd like. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold a little bit over that thigh. And then inhale, lift up. Let the right leg drop, forward fold. And press into the floor, rise all the way up. Hands to the heart. Good. Coming back into a chair pose. Feet nice and hip width here. Shift your weight to your right leg once again, take your bow. So you're connecting ball of the foot, connecting calf and shin together. And then back into chair. Other side. Get fluid with it, get soft with it. Let the arms kind of dazzle around. Move as they free flow want to move here. Maybe take a gaze out the window, through center. Check out what's going on over there. Through center. One more round through. Come down only as far as it feels good. One more time. Through center. Nice. Inhale, straighten the legs for a moment. Hands behind the head, lift the heart. Give yourself a little moment to reset. And come back, settle into chair. This time you might lift the heels. Maybe take a baby diver's pose. So baby divers, as I tiptoe around, the arms sweep back, heels stay lifted. And then straighten the legs, heels might stay lifted. Kind of waving through here, testing your balance. And then diver's pose, arms back, chest forward, back of the neck long. Finding your stability, your focus amidst the movement. And then melt down, forward fold. Nice. Inhale, wave the spine long. And step it back or hop it back. You can take a flow or step back to downward dog, hands and knees. Breathing back and down dog. Big breath in here, big breath out. From down dog, reach your right leg to the sky. Hug it in through center into your core plank. Carving out space. And take it back up. Step the foot between the hands. From low lunge, take a moment and breathe. Come up onto the finger pads. Make sure the feet are hip width apart here, right? From the hip points reaching all the way down. You can even look down at that left foot. Make sure that that's where it's navigated its way to. And then from there, we'll come up into a high crescent lunge. So you can walk your hands up the front thigh or take one big breath in and come all the way up. Good. Now with the feet hip width apart, we bring in stability. Just like we've got those 2 feet on the ground. Feel the inner thighs hugging in, back thigh lifting. If it feels like too long of a stance, take the hands back to the floor and narrow your stance. Press into the front foot and feel that lift through the sides of the body as your shoulders relax down into the sockets. Find the focus, the gaze out in front of you. You might take your thumbs, hook them behind your head like you did before with the knee on the floor, and then lift the heart. Nice. Free the hands back up to the sky. We're going to take a bow over the front leg. Sweep the arms back. Feel your right hip crease reach back. Press into the front foot. Just 2 more here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep the arms back. You can always drop the left knee to the floor. We've got 1 more. Stay in that bow, hands to the earth. Step it back to plank pose. Either take a flow through or drop to the knees in child's pose. You might untuck the toes in your child's pose, sway the hips side to side. Navigating your way through the flow, adding or taking away wherever you want to. And we'll meet back in downward dog. From downward dog, left leg to the sky. Hug in through center for your core plank. And reach it back up. Stepping the foot between the hands. Find a moment in your low lunge. Back thigh lifted, strong, pressing through the back heel. Hands can always come on blocks in the lowest setting. See that the feet are hip width apart, so you're stable once you rise. And then as you're ready, press into the feet and find that evolution of lift. Good. You can even take your hands to your hips and feel that the hips are neutral towards the front. Gather in that length through the sides of the body as the hands reach up. And the thumbs can hook behind your head to help lengthen through the back of the neck. Lift the heart up and away from your low back. Breathing fully. Free the hands up. Big inhale. Exhale as you bow forward. Shift your weight to your front heel as you come forward, activating around the knee. And then inhale, lift. Exhale, bow. You feel that whole channel, shin activated. Press and lift. 1 more time, bow and hold. Slow release down to the floor. Step it back, either plank and flow through, or drop to the knees and flow through, or come all the way back into child's pose. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Take 3 long inhales and exhales here. Continually coming back to this moment. Continually coming back into your body. Allow the breath to be that navigator to come back into yourself and into this moment. We know that everything in the world will still be there when our practice is over. Our practice is this gift right now of presence, to be right here in this moment, only thing that exists. Give yourself that gift. Right leg to the sky. Hug knee into the chest, core plank. You can always skip these or drop the left knee to the floor, take it back up. Step the foot between the hands, high crescent as you rise. You can always drop left knee to the floor. Now open the arms wide and find your Vajrapradama Mudra, fingers interlacing at the heart. Remember this guy here. Yeah. And now feel almost like you did with your hands behind your head, but feel that lift from the inside now starting to grow. Heart rises up into your palms, up into that love and that support. Trusting in your body, trusting in yourself. Nice. Keep the support at the heart. Start to look forward as you did with your bow. And then from here, coming into a warrior 3, or you could bump the back foot in and tip down slightly, or keep the toes connected to the floor. Give a little soft bend through the standing leg. You might bend the knee a little bit more if you feel your left hip hiking up. Bend the knee more, feel your right hip crease reach as your left hip drops down, pressing through the back heel. Nice. From here, slide your back leg all the way forward. Free the hands up for a moment. You can interlace the fingers, let the pointer finger flare up. And then we'll slide back through our warrior 3. Hands to the heart, trusting. Inhale, reach, lifting. Exhale back, trusting. Inhale, reach. Last time. This time, warrior 3. Dropping a little deeper into that trust. Bend your front knee. High crescent lunge, trusting in that landing. Beautiful. Free the hands up to the sky, interlace. This time, dropping your back heel, warrior 2. Gaze out over the horizon. See the knee tracking over the heel, toes reaching to the front, steadying your foundation. Front inner foot parallel to the long edge of the mat. Back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat. Arms straight and strong. One more breath in, breath out. From here, reverse your warrior, tip it back. Extended side angle as you come forward. Elbow can hit thigh, staying long and strong. Bottom ribs wrap underneath, but keep making sure the bottom shoulder comes away from the ear. Nice. Sweep your arm across your face as you straighten your front leg. And let that bottom arm just drop right where it is there. You can always brace your hand on your hip crease and give it a little bend through the front knee for more support. Or let the bottom arm dangle there. And keep feeling that length through the bottom ribs that you've already established. Bottom arm might float up. For a little less weight, take your top hand behind you and your front arm forward. Really engage, lifting up through the kneecap. Lift the kneecap up to engage the thigh. You can feel it, you can see it. And if you want to meet it, the arms can reach overhead. Keeping that thigh engagement though, protecting the knee. You can take a few lifts here. Maintaining the breath. Nice, feeling the side obliques turn on. You can even take your top hand and feel your top side oblique there. Lovely. And then we'll lift up, rebend front knee, tip it back, reverse your warrior. Slip the hands down to the floor. Take a flow through or press it right back to downward dog. Breathing all the while. We'll move right into the other side, reaching your left leg up. Hug in through center core plank. Reach it back up. Stepping between the hands, high crescent lunge as you rise, reaching the arms. Nice steady foundation. This time open the arms wide. Vajrapradama, interlacing the hands in front of the heart. And then feeling that lift. Remember that imaginary support that you created, almost like someone's hands are right behind the heart center, helping to lift you up, stabilize. Long through the low back, lifting out of this space. Lifting the heart up. Hands almost like an invitation in front of the heart. And then from here, start to look forward. Shift your weight to your front foot. And then you can go slow, bumping the back foot in, or move right into warrior three. Bending through the standing leg if you'd like, to help lift your left hip crease. Drop your right, press through the back heel. And we'll slide the back leg forward as the hands reach up. Big breath to lift the leg up. Exhale, slide it back. Inhale, reach forward, lift. You can always tap the heel to the floor. And then as you exhale, slide it back. Tap the toe back and hands to the heart. Inhale, slide forward, tap the heel or keep it lifted. Exhale, slide it back. Let's do one more. And inhale, reach forward. Last one. As we come back into warrior three and hold, and we'll take that ultimate step of trust here, letting the ball of the foot land, freeing the hands up to the sky, interlacing, dropping the back heel, warrior two, seeing that heel to arch alignment. Take a peek, see what's happening there. Knee tracking over the front heel, extending, reaching out energetically through the fingertips. As you're ready, reverse your warrior. Feel the length you're creating in your left side body. Keep that length as you come forward, extended side angle. Top arm reaching. Feel that long line all the way from the fingertips down through the back foot. Space between shoulder and ear. You can even take your top hand to your top ribs and kind of give yourself a little poke to soften the top ribs down. Lengthen from armpit to hip crease. And then hand sweeps across the face as you straighten the bottom leg. Good. Lifting up with the top hand. Bottom hand dripping down. You can always take the hand to the thigh. But keeping that length here, because then we'll add on. We'll take the top hand behind, bottom hand reaching out. Again, lifting the kneecap up, engaging the thigh, or take a little bend through the knee if you have the tendency to hyperextend here. Top arm might add on to a little bit of weight and gravity. Bottom ribs wrap while keeping that bottom leg stabilized. Make sure you're pressing through the big toe and the back foot, not rolling to the outer ankle. You can add some lifts, activating the side obliques. Nice, and then lifting up, rebend, warrior two. Tip back, reverse. Slide hands to the floor. Either flow through or back through child's pose, cat-cow. Anytime stay and pause, make it feel good. Breathing here. Nice. Take a few breaths here. This might mean coming down onto your knees. Taking a few rounds of soothing, settling in breath. Good, and coming back into the moment. that subtle sweetness of your breath guiding you back home. Reminding yourself, coming back to this ritual of what is familiar, like a roadmap back home to yourself. Okay, let's add on here one more time. We'll reach the right leg up to the sky. Hug the knee into the chest, coming through center, rounding. Reach it back up. If you want to add on, tap right knee, right upper arm. You can always drop left knee to the floor. Reach it back up. Step it through center, high crescent lunge, inhale, rise. Hands sweep around, Vajrapradama Mudra, interlacing hands at the heart. Inhale, lift. Look forward, trust in the practice that your body knows. Warrior 3, come forward. Sliding the leg forward, all the way forward, hands to the sky. Slip it back through, Warrior 3, hands to the heart. High crescent lunge as you land. Open, Warrior 2. Tip back, reverse. From reverse, this time straighten your front leg, triangle pose. Get long through the bottom ribs. Maybe this time gaze up to the top fingertips. Hand can rest on the shin or to a block. Nice. From here, moving into half moon pose. So you might stay in triangle. You might reach down for your water bottle or your block, bringing it in towards the body. I'm going to bump my foot in a little bit here so I stay in the screen, and then lifting the left leg up. Press through the ball of the foot, reach up through the top hand. I did do a little bit of bending through the top leg, so if that feels accessible right now, you might bend the knee. Either keep it here, or rest your hand on your hip, or reach back for the top of the foot. Keeping the tail long though, press the foot into the hand. Make sure you feel stable before adding on. Your foundation is strong. And slowly release out if you have the foot. Soft bend through the knee, coming back into extended side angle. Nice. And then from here, coming into your low lunge, stay in low lunge, spread the left fingertips, and we'll come either by dropping left knee to the floor. Now we've been here before, left toes out, right leg, right arm high, okay? Or you can come to the outer edge of that left foot, coming into full side plank. You can always stack the top foot on front. You can stagger the feet, or you can add a little bit to it, coming into tree, lifting the knee up, grabbing through a big toe, the hamstrings feel alive. Everybody slowly coming back over into plank pose, and either lowering to the knees or taking a flow through. Noticing what feels best for your body. Some of us feel the urge to move and get a little more of a workout for the body these days because we're a little more sedentary. Other people feel the need to rest and rejuvenate and use this time to drop in and be a little more still. But the key is that we're all different, not just now, but always. So always listening to our bodies, what feels good. We'll move into the left side, three-legged down dog, left leg lifts. Hug the knee in through center and reach it back up. Adding left knee, left upper arm. Reach back up. Then step it through, high crescent lunge. Arms reach. Hands circle around, Vajrapradama. Unshakable trust, hands to the heart. Look forward, Warrior 3 as you're ready. Either stepping slowly and staying here or lifting the leg up. Sliding the leg forward as the hands reach to the sky. And Warrior 3 as you glide back. High crescent lunge, hands reach. And Warrior 2. dropping open. Back into reverse. Straightening the left leg from your reverse. Keep the length, triangle pose. Reach up with the top fingertips. Anything you want with the arms here. We'll find our way into half moon, or stay right here, bending through the left leg. Connecting block and hand, or fingertips to the floor. Hand can always stay on the top hip. Gaze might stay at the floor. And see how it feels with that top leg, where it would like to go, where it feels comfortable. If you did before, you might bend the knee. Either rest the hand or reach for the top of the foot. If you have that, press the foot into the hand slightly, opening the shoulder. Releasing the leg out with control. Coming back into your extended side angle, reaching all the way back, way back. Then hands melt to the floor, low lunge. Here, either dropping the right knee and find your kickstand, left leg and arm high, or staggering the feet and coming into full side plank. You can stagger the feet, you can stack the feet, you can step one foot in front. Make sure that you're activating the Hastabandha of the hand, fingertips grip. Find your variation here. Maybe lift a knee, maybe find a little toe action or ankle. Press the floor away with the bottom hand, keeping the shoulders strong. Slow release, over into plank, down to the knees. Take a gentle flow through or press back into your child's pose. And if we can, let's all meet for a moment in child's pose. Let the forehead rest down into the earth, surrendering down into that stability. Giving a moment, even within an active practice, especially if you're adding in a little bit more, to take that moment to ground, to create balance, to come back to stability. We always need that balance of stiram and sukham, steadiness and ease. One cannot exist without the other for sustainability. So allowing yourself a few breaths here to reset. We'll slowly start to make our way back into downward facing dog. And then from downward facing dog, what we'll do is come into a twisting round here, okay? So right leg reaching up to the sky. Hug it into the chest. And reach it back up. Right knee, right upper arm. Reach it back up. This time adding in the twist over to left upper arm and reach it back up. Twist to left upper arm and hold. Option to straighten the leg underneath you. Now you might stay right here or drop the back heel coming into fallen triangle. Press the right heel away. Maybe the left hand lifts up. Fallen triangle. Keep activating the bottom fingertips. Drag the heel back, nice slow transition. Leg back up to the sky, three-legged downward dog. And step your right foot between your hands, high crescent lunge. Nice. Open the arms wide, Vajrapradama at the heart. Lift the heart up. Now turn, look over your right shoulder and take a twist with that Vajrapradama. But keep a screenshot of the back, the lower half of the body. Okay, so take a screenshot of the lower half of the body and keep it stable there. Twisting from the inside. Now start to break the mudra, extend through the arms. Keep this twist of the upper body. Back hand down the back leg. Little reverse, reverse. Good, and then revolve low lunge. Front elbow taps to front knee, or you can come all the way down to the back knee. Palms can connect, or hands can rest and hold onto the thigh here. You might bring the palms together. You might come back into lifting the back thigh. Press the top hand into the bottom to give yourself a little assist and to twist a little bit deeper. Keep feeling your right hip crease long. Press through the back heel. Now you can either stay right here, you can drop back to the back knee anytime. We'll take a little journey and you find where you want to go. We'll look to the front of the mat, step into revolved chair, or take your hands to the floor to help you get there and meet us here. Feet hip width, knees about in alignment here. Good. And then for a little fun, we'll shift the weight over into the left leg, pluck your right heel up, and take that leg along with you. Nice. You might come back to your Vajrapradama. You might hold on to the front knee. You might split the arms open, find your big toe or the ankle, and straighten the leg out. Good. Slowly release the foot back to the floor. When you're ready, coming back to your revolved chair. And either stay here and breathe, or take a forward fold. For my arm balance friends, you might want to come down and lift your heels, coming into revolved crow pose. Taking your right elbow into your side rib. Lifting, finding that cat spine, and placing yourself on your upper arms. Look forward. Let the knees slide and hug high. You might even extend the legs out. Slowly taking it back into your revolved chair. Hands together. And we'll meet back in our revolved low lunge. Shift your weight into your right leg. You might go slow, lifting the left heel, or you might step it back a little bit faster. Open the arms, breathe in. Let the left hand drip to the floor. And either left knee drops down, or coming into another full side plank. So option, either knee drops, right leg and arm high, or roll to the outer edge of that foot for one more time. Some of you might even grab the toe from here, take it along with you for a ride, and extend up through the top leg. Nice and slow, let go. Maybe step the foot behind you just a little bit. You don't have to go very far there. Keep the spine long, and then you might hit a wall with the hands and lift. Wild thing. Cruising back around into your plank pose. Taking your way through a flow or drop to the knees. Downward facing. Right into the other side, left leg reaching, hug in through center. And back up. Left upper arm. Back up. Big twist, right upper arm. Back up. And twist and hold. Straighten the leg as back heel drops. Option for fallen triangle as you press the heel away. Hips lift up to the sky as the tail lengthens. Bottom hand gripping, little bend through the bottom arm. Drag the heel back, three-legged downward dog. And step the foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Rising on the inhale. Open the arms. Vajrapradama at the heart. Coming back to the steadiness of your breath. Unshakable trust that that breath will be there for you. And then leading with the left elbow, coming into the twist, leave your lower half of your body where it is. You can feel that connection as the hands link. Almost this pulling energetically away, elbow to elbow, reaching long, sternum rises. And then moving, opening the arms, palms open to the side. Thighs engage, inner thighs hug in. Bottom hand drips down the back leg, lift. Let me glide across, reverse or revolved, low lunge. Either dropping the back knee and lifting back up, or coming right here. Back of the neck long, ears lengthen away from the shoulders. And then looking to the floor or hands to the floor as you step the back foot forward into your revolved chair. Shifting the weight into your right leg. Start to pluck the left heel up. Shift your weight more into the right leg. Evolving into standing. You can always hold on to the front knee now, or finding your Vajrapradama Mudra. Broaden shoulder to shoulder as best you can. Stay focused on the moment with the breath. Nice. And then you can unravel. You might extend the front leg, reaching for the ankle. Lift the sternum up. Might find the big toe, or keep holding onto the knee. Slow lower down, revolved chair. And either breathing into a forward fold or start to crouch down a little bit lower, perching and lifting the heels. Now taking that left elbow into your side hip for a little more of a prop if the revolution comes. And then hands down, lift your hip as high as you can above the elbows and shift forward, look forward. Maybe the legs split out a little bit. Revolved Vinyasa or revolved crow and coming back through. Let the heels drop, coming back into your revolved chair. Shift the weight into your left leg. Feel connection of elbow to knee, strong, stable foundation. Lift right heel. Take a slow step back. And then the right hand will drop down. Feel the hand connect to the earth first. Be right here in this moment of that foundation of the hand. Then follow your journey. The back knee can drop down. If you did before, you might grab for the big toe. You might lose it along the way, or you might stay with it. Press down and lift up. And the top leg might float behind you. Wild thing, or coming back around into your flow. Slow transition through. Keep pressing the bottom hand into the floor to make your way back over as you move through, or child's pose. After our flow through, we'll all come down onto the knees. If you do have blocks, you can place a block at the sternum. Come into Anahata Asana, opening the heart. So block on any setting, tallest, medium, lowest, or take the block completely away. Reach the hands forward. And with the knees and hips lined up and the arms forward, you have a little more room to lengthen through the lowest ribs, belly. The other block can come to the forehead and rest. Heels of the hands lifted. Coming back down into that surrender for just a few more breaths here. Slowly lift up and out of the shoulders. Walk the hands back to the hips. Toes can still stay tucked here for a moment. Press the heels of the hands down into the hip creases, lift the sternum up. And then exhale, slide the hands down towards the knees, curl and round the spine, taking these cat-cow shapes through the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Nice, and we'll come up, moving towards some camel shapes. Tuck the back toes under. If you do have blocks, you can place them on either sides of the heels, lifting up here. Take your hands to your hips and then press down, grounding you towards the earth, feeling the sternum rise. I've got a few options here. We can lower the hips all the way down and extend through the left arm, and then come back up, lower down, come back up. We can lower down, find the block at the right hand, and lift up, fingertips, and then lower down, find the block, lift up. I want you to kind of dance with it a little bit here. I'll take the blocks away just so you can see a little bit more. Keeping my toes tucked under. Hands can stay right at the hips. You can start to dance with it a little bit more as you lower down. You can sweep forward and lift. Drop it down, sweep the arm through and lift. You can even reach forward a little bit more until you go to the other side. Reach it forward, hand reaches to the other side. So just make it fluid, make it playful. Remember that your practice is for you. Make it feel good. If a child's pose feels better to stay and maintain, do that. You might stay and hold for a moment. Nice, let's take one more cruise through. Nice. And then coming back here, grounding. Untuck the toes, give them a little wiggle and shake. And then we'll come down onto our seat, crossing the shins. And allow the left knee to bend in. We'll take a wide-legged Janu Shirshasana. Flex the toes on the long leg. Nice. And then reach your right arm out to the side. Lift up and over, leaning towards that long leg. Flex the toes, keep them alive. You can sit on a blanket here to lift up the sit bones. Lift to your bum up so you have a little more room in your low back. You can hold on to the head. Nice. And then we'll lift all the way up. Hand to the outside of the left hip. Roll to the shin. You might lift up into a stargazer. And then lower the hips back down. Through center to switch, a little Navasana. Legs can stay straight for a moment since we won't be here too long. And then we'll slowly switch sides. Draw the sit bones back, flex toes on long leg, and then reach out towards that long leg. Feel the right hip melt to the floor. Bottom ribs wrap underneath you. And really be with the shape. Lifting up, hand to the outside of the hip. Either stay here or roll forward to the shin, stargazer. And then lowering all the way back down. Taking yourself back into your Navasana. This time you might set up a little bit deeper, drawing the flesh away from the sit bones, hands behind the knees. Lift the chest, then lift the shins. Hands alongside. Maybe the legs straighten or they stay parallel. Big breath in as you lower down. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, navel towards the floor, keeping you grounded. Let the inhale pick you up. Exhale, lower. A few more here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. If you want to add a little bit, knees to the left, hands to the right, twisting. Back down. Knees to the right, hands to the left. Back down. A few more times here. Take one more round. Nice, lifting up, feet to the floor. Good, we'll drop into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, draw the sit bones back. You can sit on a blanket. And either Baddha Konasana, heels close, or Tarasana, feet a little further away. You can drag the inner thighs down and the outer thighs back. Inner thighs down, outer thighs back. And again, heels in as close as you'd like. And then for you today, you might want to stay lifted. You've got your blocks around you, or some water bottles or books. You can reach the hands forward. You might come to those blocks with the elbows down to the blocks. Take a moment, feel the hips release. Feel the pelvis gently slide forward in space. But make sure there's no pressure on the knees. So to relieve that pressure, take your feet a little further away from you. To find a seat of ease, we call this Sukhasana, to sit with ease. It's the same seat we take at the beginning of practice. So always we find that Sukhasana, that ability to move between steadiness and ease, between Stiram and Sukham. Either stay here for a few more breaths or extend the legs out long. Again, feeling the pelvis towards neutral here, toes flexed. And we'll tip it over to the left side. And then sweep it up and over to the other side. Now you can stay and hold. You might take the feet a little closer together. And as you come over to the side this time, you could press down, point the toes, maybe lift the hips up slightly, and then lower back down using the strength in the back arm. Lift up, lower back down. We'll do that again. Press down, lift up, rolling all the way, perhaps to the sole of that foot. Gently lower down with control, and then other side. Lower down. If you want, add one more in there. Finding the back bend, maybe stay and hold for a moment. With control, lower back down, and last side. Lower back down. Nice. Sliding the feet together. Draw the flesh away from the sit bones. Take a little rounded cat-cow lift. Exhale, curl and hug into yourself. This lifted Apanasana shape. Resting into yourself. And extending the legs long. Coming into Paschimottanasana. Nice forward fold here. Flex the toes. If you have a strap and you want to use one, you can wrap it over the balls of the feet. That'll help also to allow the baby toes to draw back so we're not supinating the foot inward and rolling the arches inward. Plug the shoulder heads back, lift the heart. And then as you reach forward, soften down through the navel, through the lowest floating ribs. Lift the heart. Keep the breath steady and full. Feel the inhale lift you up and lengthen you. And as you exhale, lengthen from the lowest rib, from the navel. And then eventually, if you'd like to get a little soft, you might soften down slowly. You can rest the head on a block if you have one. Just allow yourself to get a little soft here. From here, slowly lifting the chest up, bending the knees. We'll roll onto our back vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming all the way down onto your back, and then hugging the knees into your chest. And Apanasana. Give yourself a big squeeze. Hugging in. And feet to the floor. Come into a revolved supine twist here. It's nice to lift the hips up slightly. Perch yourself onto your outer right hip and drop the knees over to the right. Hand can rest on knee or thigh. If you have room, you can cactus out the left arm. You can give yourself a self-assist with the right hand, pressing the hip crease away from you. Putting the heel of the hand right into that hip crease. You might find some things stored there. Taking the gaze over the left shoulder. Moving the twist all the way up through the entire spine, all the way up through the cervical spine as well. And then slowly coming back through center, feet to the floor, neutralize the pelvis. Lift the hips up slightly, perch yourself on outer left hip, drop knees to the left. Let your hand rest on the outer knee or hip. You can place blankets underneath your knees or between for a little support. And you might take the top hand, press the heel of the hand into the hip crease, the left hand rather, as you let the right hand drip down. Taking that left hand into the right hip crease, encourage it away from you to create some space there. Looking over the right shoulder. And then slowly returning back to neutral, pelvis neutral. You might give the knees a squeeze one more time, or take a happy baby pose, letting the knees drop wide, holding onto ankles or outer edges of the feet, pressing elbows into inner knees and knees back in, letting the tail lengthen, gazing straight up to the sky. And let the shoulder heads be heavy. And then from here, just checking in with yourself. You might let the feet drop to the floor and one hand rest on belly with the feet wide and the knees dropping in. And just see if there's any last shape that your body might want to take today for your practice. Any last shapes that feel intuitive, that feel natural for you to complete your practice based on your movements right now, your life right now. With the eyes closed, you might find your way and navigate your way through intuitively any last shapes that you'd like. And whenever you are ready to rest, we'll come and meet in Shavasana. So Shavasana, full corpse pose, full pose of relaxation. Let the tail slide underneath a little bit as you come down to the floor. And then let the low back just have a natural curve to it. You can always bend your knees and place blanket rolls underneath your knees or blocks underneath your knees, if that feels better on your spine. Let the toes drip out. Let the arms take up space. Take a big full breath in, the biggest breath you've taken in weeks, and then exhale and sigh it out. Take that 2 more times. Exhale, let something go. 1 more time. And then allowing the eyes to be heavy, let them rest into the sockets. Scanning the muscles in the face, release the muscles completely and fully. Allow any tension stored in the neck or the shoulders to release. Arms heavy. Chest softens. Spine supple. Let the hips be heavy. Let the legs be heavy. And release all the way down to the weight of the toes, the feet. Scanning your body with a big full breath. From head to toes, big wave of release and relaxation throughout the whole body. Letting every inch of your body surrender. Slowly and gently bringing yourself back into your space, into your room. Taking in a breath of gratitude for having this space to practice in. This gifted time to drop into your practice and to give back to yourself. Keeping your mind and body healthy and full. And start to draw a little movement in through the fingers, in through the toes. Reaching through the arms, reaching through the legs. And slowly taking your way back up to a tall seat. You can sit up on your block or your blanket if you have one there, giving yourself a little elevation. And many times as we do in class, I love to end with a mantra. You might come back to your Vajrapradama mudra, unshakable trust, trusting in this process, trusting in the light, trusting that the practice is here for you to come back to it anytime, to get grounded, to feel sane, to feel safe, and to feel connected. So the mantra that we'll move through to close together today will be the Devi mantra. And I chose this mantra today just because I feel like the Devi mantra, it's the mantra for the mother. And I feel like Mother Earth is really taking a big breath right now, a big release as humans lessen their impact on their daily activities and on the world right now. The earth is really benefiting a little bit. So in reverence to her, this mantra, Ma Amba Lalita Devi. Many of you know this one that practice in class regularly with me. Parashakti Sundari, Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. And then Ma Amba Lalita Devi, Tvam Tripura Sundari, Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. So mother, playful mother, that feminine one, that all-pervasive, beautiful Shakti, the feminine aspect. Salutations to her, Namastasye. Ma Amba Lalita Devi, Tvam Tripura, you are all-encompassing, Sundari, beautiful. Namastasye, salutations to her. I'll lead us through. I hope you can join at home. Breathing in together, breathing out together.
Lalita Devi, 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 Lalita Devi,
Namaste to all of you. Salutations to you. Salutations for joining today. I hope that this practice can serve you in some small way and lighten and brighten your day, bring you a little joy, perhaps some familiarity, and just remind you, even if you can't practice a full practice every day, can you bring this light, this yoga, reminding you that it's not just the physical asanas that yoga gifts us, it's all the other aspects, all the other 8 limbs, our ability to come and withdraw the senses, to practice the yamas and the niyamas of daily living, and then start to drop into a little more stillness of the dharana and dhyana, eventually leading us towards inner peace of samadhi. The physical is just one gateway into full body healing, but hopefully we can then take these practices with us as we step off the mat and feel the influence of the physicality also on the mind and our mental well-being, which we desperately need during these times. And hopefully we can come and feel that light and that connection, noticing and feeling that all other people that we're connected to might also be practicing and moving and also struggling too, and all those feelings are valid. And we have to allow ourselves to feel those feelings and not judge ourselves for those feelings during this time. Let yourself feel it all. And then after you've perhaps feeling some of those feelings that you don't necessarily enjoy as much, might you then come back to the light and come back to the joy. So you can feel the whole plethora of all of it. Then allow yourself this gift of coming back into the seed of joy, the seed of comfort, the seed of wisdom that your practice allows for you. Bringing in a little bit of light, some joy, and seeing that beautiful silver lining amongst all of it. In this beautiful place that we live. Salutations to all of you. Namaste. I'm so glad that I can share this practice with you. It gives me comfort to know that it can heal you, and it brings me joy. Namaste, everyone.